All right, it is 5:30, so we will get started. For those that looks like we don't have anyone new, but in case we do, I'm going to play the recording for the first 10 minutes. I'll be here in the chat room if you guys have any questions. After that, we'll dive in and do some movement. So give me 1 second here to set up the video. I'm going to do my best not to touch my computer while the video plays. I've learned my lesson in the past. Hello and welcome to our Moving Forward live session. My name is Brent Michael Phillips, and I'm the founder and creator of the Awakening Dynamic System of Energy Healing and Higher Consciousness. I will be your host and guide for tonight as we explore the exciting world of movement feedback holography. Now, we're going to spend just the next 10 minutes or so providing you with a brief introduction and background on how you can get the most out of these sessions. And then we'll jump right in and get moving. So let's get into it. Now, the primary purpose and goal of these sessions is to give you an opportunity to practice and experience movement feedback holography for yourself without needing to spend a lot of time or money preparing or learning anything first. To get us started, let's not talk about me. It's actually a really great story, but we'll save that for the Healathon live webinar. Instead, let's talk about what this movement can do for you. Now, you probably have tried some kind of mind power or new age stuff before, but most likely you've been disappointed or at least left feeling incomplete. You see, most of what's out there is what we call first generation consciousness technologies. You know, things like the law of attraction from The Secret, or old school positive thinking like Think and Grow Rich. Unfortunately, these primitive technologies generally don't work as advertised. Sure, they'll promise you the moon, but typically deliver very little. In fact, did you know that a formal research study showed that less than 1% of people report getting good results from the typical law of attraction programs? Of course, if you've been around this new age, mind power, energy healing world for a while, you've probably also experienced some of what are called the second generation consciousness technologies. Things such as hypnosis, NLP, Psych-K, EFT, or maybe the healing codes. We call them second generation techniques because they include a method of directly accessing the subconscious mind, which generally leads to not only better results, but also a good number of what are variously called spontaneous remissions, instant healings, or medical miracles. However, results still tend to be hit or miss, and these second gen techs are too mind and language focused to deliver consistently good results with things like making money, self confidence, finding your true self, and achieving a flow state. The good news is that there is an entire category of what are called third generation consciousness technologies that are far more powerful and deliver consistently better results. And that's exactly what I want you to experience tonight. So, what is this movement feedback holography? In short, movement feedback holography, or just movement, is a true third generation consciousness technology that involves performing specific physical movements with the supervision of an expert facilitator who knows how to beam or tune energy, as well as how to give you feedback on the energetic patterns that show up in your movements. Beaming is our fun way of saying that I will be using an advanced meditative and training technique to help you maintain a relaxed or parasympathetic flow state in your nervous system, also sometimes called a trance state or the zone, which will help you to creatively learn new behaviors and thought patterns much more quickly and easily. Using movement and beaming together can transcend the limitations of other energy healing and mind power systems, as we'll be doing a visual and intuitive process by which the facilitator gives feedback on the symbolic patterns that emerge as you do the movement. You see, all of us are constantly telling other people and the universe exactly how to treat us, but this happens mostly invisibly and subconsciously. As a result, You may still be left wondering why you're still in pain, or still poor, or alone, and still suffering, even after you've done a huge amount of spiritual work. In a movement feedback holography session, the meditative beaming combines with the physical movement and the expert feedback to help us clear dozens or hundreds of subconscious blocks, usually instantly and permanently. The potential benefits of this process for you are many and include: you can fully let go of limiting beliefs and traumas from the past. You can be far more present, grounded, and connected to the space around you. You may be happier and healthier, and people will tend to like you more. You may tend to make more money, and sometimes a lot more money. In fact, my late mentor used to ask all his new clients the following question: are you ready to add a zero to your income? But most importantly, movement and the energy beaming together can start to radically accelerate the ascension of your consciousness towards enlightenment. Now, don't get me wrong. Nobody can ever promise that you'll make $1 billion or become an enlightened master overnight. Instead, my goal for today is simply to use movement to help you take an important step forward on your journey into higher consciousness. We're going to start the live movement session in just a few minutes, and so let's quickly cover a few things you need to know before we begin. When we start moving, I'm going to give everyone a simple movement to do in front of your camera. Please just do your best to move with a group, but remember that this is movement, not exercise. So please do not do anything that ever causes you pain or discomfort, or that might cause an injury. And if you get tired or need to rest, please feel free to take a break at any time. As the group is moving, I will call out certain people, maybe you, to highlight on the screen as I call out the energy patterns that you are radiating. As you're moving, I will also be beaming the group with energy to facilitate and accelerate your transformations. We'll do this with a few people and then take a short break for the group to discuss what they felt and experienced and to answer questions. And then it's back to more movement. And we'll repeat with more movement and more questions until we're done. Now, let's cover just a few simple instructions so you can get the maximum benefit out of our session. First, please have your camera on if you are present and participating in the movement. Ideally, we'd like to see you at least from your waist to the top of your head. Also, please use a headset with a microphone whenever possible if you wish to speak to the group. If you don't have a headset, please stay muted unless you are asked direct questions. But don't worry, even without a headset, you can always use the chat room at any time to ask questions or give feedback. Next, please don't try to fix your movement or make it better. Just move. For example, if I tell you that your movement is stiff like a robot, it's natural for you to try to fix it by moving more smoothly. Unfortunately, trying to fix your movement is actually one of the worst things that you can do. Instead, do your best to just move without thinking about it. Also be aware that there is a meditative aspect to this work that's happening in the background. We call it beaming, or consciousness shifting, or tuning the quantum field. And if you're sensitive to the energy, you may notice that you start to see auras and maybe even see past lives with your open eyes. Now, most people don't see energy like this in their first session, but some do, so consider this your warning. Lastly, please be aware that most of us need a lot of specialized training to be able to read and articulate the energy patterns the way I can, so don't be too hard on yourself. Now let's get into it. Please be aware that the movements we're doing tonight are designed to get you started with third generation consciousness technology in a way that will be easy and fun and lightweight. Of course, what we're doing here tonight is barely scratching the surface of what movement and other aspects of awakening dynamics can do for you. And just like any powerful process, going deeper and getting the truly life-changing results. You know, little things like instant healings or tripling your income. They usually require a bigger commitment than just a 1-hour group session. So if you're a dip your toe in the water kind of person, you can start with these sessions. And if you want to learn more, you can check out my YouTube channel and my ebooks. On the other hand, If you can see the massive value here and you're ready to dive right in for maximum benefits, please ask about private sessions and the upcoming live weekend intensive. All right, we're at the end of the introduction now, so make sure you've got your camera and headset ready to rock because we're about to start moving.
Can't hear you.
John, you're supposed to be reading my lips. I was saying, John, can you read my lips? John, can you read my lips? No, guess not. So just saying, anybody new, let me know. Happy to let anybody new go first. All right, cool. So we'll get into it. We got a lot of people tonight, so we do need to go at a pretty quick pace. Let me ask right now. I'm assuming everyone wants to move to move. Is there anybody that doesn't? Just so I can manage the time. If you don't want to move, let me know. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. All right.
I won't be able to move.
Okay. Is
I'm
that
occupied.
Laquita?
Yes.
All right, cool. Anyone else not want to move? All right, cool. So, Phyllis, okay. No worries.
I'm not sure my camera's working. If it isn't on your end, then I maybe shouldn't move.
Well, it's going to be tough. You know, we try to do it psychically, but no, I don't see Karen on the video.
Okay.
You know, if someone is able to help Karen, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think it's my computer.
Okay.
I'll move with the group, but you don't have to single me out. So then that'll give us like
All right,
12
cool.
people, I think.
Perfect. So, we'll just keep it moving about 4 minutes per person. And just want to remind everyone, our primary purpose here is to give you all experience and practice reading energy. I'm happy to help. That's why I'm here facilitating. Just so you guys know, I already know how to do this, right? So I'll encourage you participate at whatever level you're at. And it's perfectly fine to say something if you're not sure, right? I'm here to help validate you. I see it, I don't see it. Make sense? All right. So we will go in the pretty much, uh, let's have everyone go ahead and start moving. And we'll see what we have going on. All right, so where do we want to go first? No, let me start taking notes too, so I can keep track of everyone who's gone.
I'm really drawn to Ray.
Okay, Ray is up first.
iPhone Ray.
I will second that. I believe he prefers to be called iPhone Ray. Yes. All right, Ray. And you're welcome to unmute when you're going. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep. So what do people see here?
I see several things.
Get it
Yes.
off me.
That's one.
Yeah, there's more than one myth running, absolutely. There's a bit of get it off me. Yep. What else do we see?
I see him staying above it and a little bit of withdrawal, backing away.
Yeah, I'd
Protection.
say that's probably the one I see the most. There's definitely a trying to create separation. He's trying to kind of create separation um, between us and him. Now, in terms of the moving energy, you can see how his hands are actually moving some energy, which is great. But you'll see that there's very little coming in, and there's kind of a pulling back, a creating space. Other feedback on Ray's energy, then otherwise we'll exaggerate some stuff here. See what we can do with this.
Just the only thing I would say is just to emphasize one of the things you said. He is bringing small amount in.
Yeah.
More is going away, but some is coming in.
Yep. And Ray, you're bringing a lot of energy towards you, but it's stopping as it gets close. So you'll see the energy is coming in, and it kind of slams on the brakes.
It's like there's a wall.
Yep, there is like a form of a heart wall or a barrier. Absolutely. So let's play with this a little bit. So Ray, first thing I want you to do is as you bring in the energy, imagine it's hitting an invisible wall about an inch in front of you so that no energy actually comes in to your body. Interesting. Everyone notice how the range got bigger
Yeah.
immediately? And there's definitely more coming in now, huh? It's almost like there's a little bit of like a gravitational pull. And it's a
Before
little more. Go ahead, please.
a block, and now he's expanded
Yeah.
the field.
And he's starting to open up to us a little bit too. There's a little bit of a feeling of openness. I don't want to say vulnerability because it's not that, but it's that there's not the strong pulling away. You'll also notice that the in and out is much more balanced. There's still more going out than coming in, but it's closer to balance. What do you guys see in his left hand versus his right hand? What we're seeing a little bit of what Carl Wolf called the claw. So you're giving us a little bit of claw with your left hand, Ray. And you'll see his right hand is a little more open. And can everyone see how his right hand is a little blurrier? It's a little better connected into the field. His left hand is a little tense, a little distorted. So let's work with that, Ray. Imagine that your left hand is like a monster claw, and your right hand is a human hand. Show us that.
Okay.
Did everyone feel how he inflated some? The movement got even bigger there, huh? And his left hand has really opened up a lot, huh? We're also seeing a little bit of joy there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some joy now. That was the thing that I noticed was definitely lacking before was
Yeah.
joy.
It was sort of rote, doing the work, getting the job done, but wasn't much passion or joy. Good. And it feels like you're making a bigger difference in the world around you.
It's funny how he smiled when you called him on it.
Yep.
Yep.
We all smile when we get busted, you know? So I'm just going to turn up the beam here for a second to see what shifts. But it feels like you're much more a part of the group.
Okay.
Motion got bigger. You're not pushing us away, holding us back. And you'll notice the difference. I'll encourage everyone, if you're just going to watch a little bit of the replay, watch the first 30 seconds and the last 30 seconds of your video. It's often easier to see the contrast that way. Beautiful. Great job. Round of applause for Ray. Woo! Great job, Ray.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
go
you.
back to the gallery view here. And John, let me know if anyone jumps out at you. Metaphorically, right? I don't think they make cameras yet that actually cause you to jump out of the screen. Maybe next week. How about we go to Keith?
All right.
All right, Keith, you're out. Let's see what you got here.
That's a nice juggle he's got going.
Yeah, there's definitely a juggling. It's interesting. We're seeing skill and competence in your hands, but they're a little disconnected from your head. It's almost like your head is on a different body than the rest of you. Anyone else notice that?
Mm.
It's kind of a disconnect across the neck, what I call the South Park Canadian, you know? What do you guys notice in his left hand and his right hand?
Definitely different. What'd you say?
Right is much blurrier.
Yeah, his right hand is more connected.
More
His left
more
hand,
control with the
yeah,
right hand is what I would say. The left hand doesn't looks like it's
it's a
a
little
little
blind.
lost.
Yep, it's a little blind, a little lost. But yeah, it's interesting, Keith. Your head, it's almost like you're watching yourself from a detached observer standpoint.
Mm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's like you're sitting back and watching yourself like in the third person. It's like, oh, these aren't my hands. They're just random hands, you know?
In a way, he looks like a monkey, with the organ grinder kind of.
Yep, yep, the organ grinder. There's a little bit of that
Yeah.
going on for sure. So the thing that I want to work with here, Keith, is I want to see if we can get your head a little better connected to your body.
Okay.
Can you guys also see how it feels like his head is like the rest of his body is leaning back away from us and his head is tilting forward?
Yeah, now you're pointing that out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Would it make
there's
any difference if he closed his eyes?
we could try that. Why don't you close your eyes, Keith? Let's see what
Okay.
Hmm. Yep.
okay. The difference I see is it looks like you're a little more aware of the energy in your hands. That when you turn off the visual, you're tuned in a little more to the kinesthetic, is what I see. So let's have you do this, Keith. Imagine that your head is separated from your body. It's air gapped.
All right, should I keep my eyes closed or?
I'll leave that up to you. I open or closed, however you're more comfortable.
Okay.
Keep moving, but imagine your head is detached from your body. That your head
Okay.
is kind of watching yourself from the third person. And it's not actually connected to the rest of you.
Okay.
It's what I call the South Park Canadian, because on South Park, you can tell the Canadians because there's an air gap between their head where their neck would be in their body.
I never saw that one, but yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds fun. That's
Pete lives in Canada. He can verify that. He doesn't have it because he was born in America, but evidently all other Canadians have that.
You can see it when you talk to them.
Yep. So I think it's Kyle's little brother Ike was adopted from Canada. That's how it started. So imagine also your head getting bigger.
okay.
Imagine your head like inflating, getting bigger. I'll turn up the energy here. We'll see what happens. Okay. It was interesting. You started to connect to us and then you kind of pushed it away. I don't know if you could feel that.
Yeah, yeah, I think I know what you mean.
You started to build the tension and you're like, bailed out. It's like,
Brent?
you're checking out a hot girl across the bar and you're looking at her and she locks eyes with you and you panic and look away. It was kind of like that. By
The
the way,
rhythm and is much faster now.
yep,
He's
yeah. And it's interesting, your head is starting to connect on the right side more than the left. And you guys can kind of see in the fold of skin, there's like a shift in where the shadow is. That's right where the disconnection is. There you go. Can you feel the tension building, Keith?
Yeah, a little bit.
Good. Stay
Yeah.
with it as long as you can.
Okay.
It's very normal to break the tension. We laugh, we look away, something like that. I'll just try to help you be aware of it and move into the tension. That's the power move,
Right.
right? When you lock eyes with a girl you're checking out, the power move is to smile and keep your gaze on her.
Yeah.
The tool bails out and looks somewhere else. Oh, I wasn't looking at you. It's like, no, I'm looking at you. What you gonna do about it? Go out with me? All right. There we go. Good. I like how it is very interesting. Your right side of your neck is well connected, the left not as much. And I like the rhythm. It has the sense of a piston and an engine. And I like Sheila's comment. Everyone see how his right hand looks a lot bigger than his left?
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're about the same size. Is that correct, Keith? If we took a
Yeah,
ruler and measured your hands, one is not twice as big as the other.
absolutely not.
Yeah. But just know that's normal. You're more comfortable with the masculine energy, which is fine. And it's a bit of a detail, but I want to see if we can get your neck a little. Imagine that you have a stretchy neck and you stretch your neck up 5 feet above your head,
Okay.
like some kind of superhero.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little hard to articulate, but I can feel your movement in my body better than before.
Hmm. Yeah, I noticed what you're saying about the right hand. It
Yeah.
does look much bigger.
Doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's weird, huh?
yeah.
But your left hand is trying hard to keep up. It's like, your little brother can't quite keep up with you when you're riding bikes. That's what your left hand looks like.
But it's much more balanced than when he started, though.
Yeah, it's
Before
definitely
they
more
were
balanced.
they were completely out of sync, and they're at least working together right now.
Yeah, I have the
And
sense that the back of your neck is better connected to your body than the front.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, no, no.
Let's do one more thing. Let's have you make your left hand smaller. And
Okay. Make make it smaller, like
it-
less move my
just
left
make
hand.
it smaller. Imagine your left hand is half the size of your right.
Okay.
Oh, and now it's picking up.
Yeah, there we go.
There
There we go.
it is.
Good.
Yeah.
You'll also notice there's a little more awareness in your hands. Your hands and fingers are feeling the space, the energy a little more than they were. There we go. Good. Your left hand, they look about the same size. That was pretty easy, huh?
Oh yeah, I noticed that now.
Yeah, pretty wild, huh?
And that block.
And yeah, as always, watch the first 30 seconds, the last 30 seconds. I think you'll be amazed. You'll see a huge difference. Other feedback for Keith?
just a note for you, Brent. This is seems like a good example of someone who's really in their head, and I
Yeah.
wanted to suggest that they imagine that being just thinking about every single movement. But
Yep.
it's for another time. Maybe if you want to do it now, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
More head, more thinking will
Okay.
get you on the right track. I can tell by your eyes you think too much. Takes one to know one, right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah. No, that's always been my problem. Yeah, I've become aware of that
Yeah.
now.
I'll just keep doing this. We'll get you back in your body little by little. Awesome. Round of applause for Keith. Woo. Good job, Keith.
yeah, how's that work, Brent? It takes one to know one.
Yeah, it takes one to know one. At the same time, great minds think alike. All right. Who are we going to next? You have a suggestion, John?
I was noticing Sheila doing the hula.
All right, let's go to Sheila. Aloha, moi. And what do you guys see the difference between her hands doing the hula here? I know John sees it. We're just giving everyone else a chance first.
It seems like her left is bigger than her right.
In terms of the connection, which hand is, it's actually starting to balance a little more already.
When you said it, it was like it started to shift.
Yep. Yeah. So as soon as we started talking about it, it started to shift. So Sheila, what to look for on the recording, at the beginning, your right hand was much better connected into the space. But simply when we talked about it and everyone started focusing on it, your left hand balanced it out a lot. It's nice to see your hips are moving, though Similar to your hands, your right hip is a little freer than your left. You'll also see, if you look at her shoulders, her right shoulder's movement is a little smoother. They're both moving, which is great. But the left, it feels a little disjointed, uncomfortable. It's like it has to try harder.
You know, Brent, the thing I'm noticing is where the energy stops. She's moving a lot of energy, and she's got the hips moving, and the energy's going up her arms and everything. And it stops at her shoulders. There's nothing like between her heart and her throat, and her head is completely still. It's like it's just not, that whole section's not moving.
Yep.
And now that I'm bringing it up, now there's a little bit more in the heart, but
But there's also a little bit of an extra kind of jerk in the left elbow.
Yeah. Who's the jerk? Is it her husband? Is it her neighbor? Who's the jerk in her left elbow? That was a joke.
Maybe it's not a joke.
Then again, what Terry used to say is our humor betrays us. In other words, the things we make jokes about, there's usually some truth to it, even if we made it entirely as humor, you know? So the piece I think I'd like to work on here is I'd like to see a little more connection through your face. Sheila's doing a great example of what we might call the plastic smile. And, I know you have a lot of real warmth and joy to radiate to the world. So you can save the plastic smile for the grocery store and Starbucks, right? So show us a really plastic, fake smile. Everyone notice how she got a little more seductive, a little sexy here?
Yeah.
Yep. It went from just watch me move to I'm watching you as you watch me. It went from like a one-way to a two-way. Broadcast to interactive. So more fake. Good. And again, that seductive, sexy quality, that's one of our hallmarks as we get more connected. Everyone notice how her hand motion got bigger there? Maybe 20 seconds ago. Good. Now we found a rhythm that wasn't there before, huh? Oh, either the internet glitched or she's holding very still. One of the two.
that's very impressive that she's holding that still.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Sometimes I think you guys just hold really still just to mess with us, So let's get a little more plastic, a little more fake. There you go. Now we're seeing some joy. Everyone notice some joy show up here? That's what we're looking for. Here you're really connecting with us. Before it was more, we're just looking at you. Now you're looking back at us, if that makes sense, Sheila.
Yeah.
It's more of a two-way street, a back and forth, much more interactive.
Yeah, great job, Sheila.
Yeah. Other feedback for Sheila. You shifted really great. Woo, round of applause for Sheila. Good work. Yay.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, we'll go back to the gallery here. And just so you guys know, you're welcome to keep moving the whole time, right? If you want to sit down, no worries. So, John, I'm thinking either Celeste or Clifford. What do you think?
I was drawn to Clifford's good, but I was drawn to Celeste just because there's a very huge contrast in that frame.
Yep. So, Celeste, you're up next.
I have a friend with me that's just observing.
Uh-huh. You didn't pay her to be there?
Wow.
Uh-huh. It's okay. We all pay our friends. No, just kidding. So the thing that's a little different this time is your body is still doing a bit of the performance, the dance like, but your head it doesn't look like you're performing with your face. It looks like you're, more exploring, learning. It's kind of an interesting combination. And it's so interesting because there's not a lot, but there's some of the technique performance, but that all comes from your body. I don't get that sense at all from your face. It doesn't, your face does not look like it's putting on a show. So given the little smile there, let's have you put on more of a show. And again, I'll encourage everyone, let us know what you see or if you have questions. We're here to help you guys get better at reading energy. So more of a show, more of a performance.
Yeah, even more of that
Yeah,
performance.
make it a little melodramatic. Imagine you went to the Steven Seagal school of overacting.
Yeah.
I think he
There
learned
you
from
go.
I think he learned from William Shatner.
No, that's the best.
Yeah. Good. What I like in the shift here is it seems more immersive. It doesn't seem like you're thinking about the movement as much.
I was gonna say crouching tiger, hidden dragon.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but hey, we'll go with it.
Well, there is like a wushu kind of feel to her movement. Celeste, have you done Tai Chi or Qigong or anything like that? No?
Uh, a little bit like keto,
Okay.
qigong, yeah.
There is a little sense of that. I believe
I feel like this movement's a little more genuine than when she
yeah.
started,
Yep.
but I think she could still take it up a notch.
Okay. So imagine you're doing a big performance, you're on stage in front of 1 million people, and there's 50 million more on TV watching you. There we go. There we go. We're starting to touch on some joy. Bigger, more dramatic. William Shatner's watching, and you get $100 if you make him blush.
I think this is really great, but I feel like she's holding back from really going for it.
Yep.
Like she starts to go there and then she like checks it.
Yeah.
She's like, no, no,
You
no.
you touch on the joy, the connection, and then it kind of backs off instantly. Let's give it one more shot. We'll turn up the energy here. So more dramatic, more overacting. There we go. It's funny. It feels a little more real, doesn't it? It doesn't feel as produced.
It's much more genuine, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it's like been choreographed. Good. Yeah, it looks like you're more in the movement, less watching it from the outside. Very similar to what we saw with Keith.
Brent, do you think she's a ham? Do you think that she's like
I
fighting
think she
that
is a
or
ham. Yep. You see the big smile when you mention that? I think
yeah.
you're on the right track, John. Celeste, I think part of you is just a big ham. You want to be silly and goofy and just make people laugh and get attention. There we go.
That's
Because
it.
when you really
That'll
overact it, you cross over into the joy and the comedy, is what I'm seeing. but you're a little hesitant to stay there. It's maybe a little too real, a little too exposed. Yep, we felt it there too. You get a little bit of that comic energy.
If she jokes around, no one's gonna take her seriously. That's what it is.
Yeah, could be. Yep, there's a big smile. That's one of the reasons we know it's true, right? We all get that big poop eating grin when we get caught with our hand in the cookie jar. Awesome. Great job, Celeste. Woo! Round of applause. Keep up the good work.
Good job, Celeste.
All right, Clifford, I think we're coming for you next, sir.
Remember that old joke, right, Brent? The Bill Cosby caught his son with his hand in the cookie jar, and he says, "What are you doing?" And his son says, "I'm getting you a cookie." And his son says, and so Bill Cosby says, "Well, I don't want a cookie." And his son says, "Well, can I have it?"
Brilliant.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah. So what do we got, Clifford? One of my favorite little RJ moments, the first time we took him to a football game at the Coliseum, we were right by a big stand of Randy's Donuts. They had a big sign with a chocolate donut on it. And he's like, "Mommy, can I have a chocolate donut?" No. And he thought about it for a second. He's like, "Mommy, can I have something like a chocolate donut?" And I laughed so hard I went in line and got him a chocolate donut. So Clifford, do you realize the energy shifted when we put you on the spotlight? You were a little more letting it out there, a little less self-conscious before. John, did you notice that?
Okay.
I didn't see what he was doing
Okay.
before.
Yeah, you were a little freer before when you thought we weren't watching.
Oh, okay.
So let's exaggerate that. Everyone's watching you, and you better be more self-conscious. You don't want to do it wrong or do something silly because the whole world's going to know. I'm gonna make a copy of this and personally send it to every hot girl on the planet just to make sure you never have a chance.
You're his big brother. You're gonna embarrass him
Good.
intentionally.
Yep. This is a little more confident, huh?
Mhm.
Yep. So that's working well.
Very carefree.
Yep. And that's what I noticed earlier was a really carefree, like not worried about it, dancing like no one's watching. John, what do you see in his legs?
Let's see.
To me, I see one leg much better connected than the
A
other.
little more movement in his left, but not a lot. Not a lot going on there. They're kind
Yeah.
of they're bracing, and the energy's going around the outside as opposed to anything absorbing. Little more on the left.
So I'll encourage everyone to watch. What I see is Clifford, your right leg is moving much more freely.
Yeah.
Your left leg looks kind of dead. And I'm not
Well,
sure if there's something in your pocket, but it almost looks like your left leg is injured.
My wallet.
Okay, yeah, I'm guessing you have a wallet or phone or something in your left pocket.
Yeah.
But can everyone see how his right leg looks like it's moving a lot more freely and easily?
yeah, it's like the left leg is like it's one of those bendable toys with a socket. So it's like
Yep.
a socket movement
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
not biological.
So okay, I like Sheila's comment. She says, Clifford, it's like you're a washing machine going through a big load. No, you kind of hear it going ka-thunk, 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 right?
Thanks, Sheila.
Yeah. You can put that on your
But
online dating profile.
that shifted the way he's moving his arms because his arms were just kind of
Yep.
and now
Okay.
they're just
They're freer.
freely
Yep.
moving.
Your arms got more rubbery, Clifford.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Okay, so this is actually more of the energy that I was seeing before he came on the focus.
Mhm.
You can see how there's not a lot of self-consciousness. It's just, hey, I'm just moving because I feel like I'm moving. I'm curious, Clifford, can you feel which leg you're putting more weight on?
Feels like my right.
Okay, that's what I would guess, but it's a little hard to see because we can't see your feet. And that's normal. The leg that we feel better, we tend to put more weight on.
Mm,
And we want to, just balance that out a little bit.
hmm
Good. I also like how, especially with the headphones, it looks like you're listening to music and moving to it, but we don't hear it. You know,
Cool.
that's
And
another sign of the connection.
his head's really engaged, and
Yep. Yeah. It's like, hey, you're listening, you're rocking it, you're loving it.
He's beating to his
Wow.
own drummer.
Yep. Yeah, it's that kind of independent, unself-conscious, very, very confident.
I have a lot of energy in both my hands. It feels like my hands are connected to two different bicycle wheels,
Neat.
and I don't have any control over them, and they're just going around and around.
Oh, you never had control. It was all an illusion, so no worries. Beautiful. Let's give Cliff any other comments for Clifford. What's that
I have a
shirt?
comment.
Is that an
He
Eclipse
doesn't,
shirt?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
he doesn't see.
oops, did I just not heard?
Yep. He just heard a joke no one else was aware of.
Oh, because I was waiting for the comment,
Yeah,
and whoever that was, they said, I
as we all
just
were.
seen,
Yeah.
and then nothing.
I think she ascended into a being of pure energy. It happens. We lose a lot of people that way. Awesome. Round of applause for Clifford. Woo, good work.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right. What do we got next? Now, I'm drawn to Rocco in a purely platonic professional kind of way. Now, I get the sense you're playing a little dumb with us. You're playing a little small. It's almost like I get the sense you're capable of a lot more than you're showing. One thing I like about the energy is there's there's a confidence about it when he brings the energy in. Sort of an unapologetic, hey, my energy, I'm taking it in.
Seems a little distant.
Yeah, it's slacking a little bit of an underachiever kind of energy. I'm curious what others see.
What if he makes his hands even smaller as he brings them out? Because that's when they seem the
Okay.
smallest, is when they're the furthest out. And what if
Okay.
they got even smaller?
All right, Rocco. Okay, keep doing it, but imagine you have tiny little baby hands. Interesting. It really turned on the feminine here. Everyone see how it's more gentle, more nurturing? You're being a lot more gentle with it. Let's see if you can make your hands even smaller. Imagine you
He
just got,
feels more connected.
yeah. You're definitely, your hands are more aware of the energy and the space they're moving through. I'm gonna crank up the energy a bit here. See what happens. It's felt a little more dramatic. In other words, the movement got smaller, but it feels like it's a bigger deal.
Like he's very stable.
Yeah, there is a stability. Yeah, that's a good word for it. And I'll encourage everyone. Great comment from John. What do you see in his legs? What's the difference? Which leg can he feel more?
The right.
Yep. Yeah. You got more energy in your right leg, Rocco. Your left leg around the hip, it looks almost like there's a void. The color isn't visibly darker, but it feels like an emptiness. Okay. Now he's holding very, very still. That was good. Oh no.
About that. Ah,
I guess Rocco ascended.
yeah.
Rocco, just so you know, we lost your video. Okay, there we
He's
go.
back.
Good. It feels more intense here, huh? The sort of lackadaisical quality has subsided.
He means business.
Yep. This is where the action is, There's just one little more shift I'm looking for here. Rocco, could you show us even less joy? That you're not happy at all? There we go. This is actually good. It kind of took that serious edge off of it. There we go.
Look at
There's the
that.
joy. That's what we're looking for. Boom. That's where you want to be. That worked
So
beautifully.
easy.
Yep. Other feedback for Rocco. And again, you'll watch the first 30 seconds and the last part, night and day difference. You bring that smile and that radiance, you'll kill it at work, you'll kill it with your dates, your friends will hang out more.
I find you a whole lot more likable.
Yeah. Round of applause for Rocco. Ooh, good job.
Yay.
Thanks.
All right. Well, John, who do you feel like we should go pick on next?
Let me see here. Let's go with Yana.
All right. You're up, Yana. Good. It's I don't remember. I think we saw this in you before. There's a bit of the Mona Lisa energy. Kind of the little smile, like I have a secret. It's a good one because it evokes curiosity. We all want to know, hey, what are you smiling about? What do you know that we don't? And it also gives off an energy of confidence. Because a lot of the time when we're being needy, we're trying to get something from people when we're approval seeking, and that pushes people away. When you feel confident that you already have everything you need and others want it, that draws them in, if that makes sense. John, how much energy is coming in? Do you see?
Well, yeah. What's actually getting into it's more of a smearing
Yep.
on the chest than actually going in.
Yep.
So I'd say she's dropping a lot of it, but some of it's managing to,
Yeah.
But it's a very sensual movement, but nothing's
Yep.
going in.
It's a close but no cigar kind of energy. Which has always seemed like an odd phrase. I mean, for the most part, cigars are kind of nasty,
That would make me think that there must be some kind of performative to this,
Yeah.
or maybe she's guarded. Maybe she's guarding herself.
She wants us to get closer, but not too close. It's kind of a look but don't touch kind of energy.
I want to call this a stripper energy.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, give me money, but don't touch, buddy. We got a big guy who's going to throw you out on your butt if you try that. So Yana, can you, as you bring the energy in, can you make sure you smear it on your chest or drop it on the floor, throw it over your shoulders? Interesting how the whole movement shifted there, huh?
It's so different. It's almost like she doesn't know what to do with herself.
Yeah. And this is nice because we're seeing more of a genuine joy.
She's really got control of the energy now, though.
Yep. And there's a lot more you're moving.
Yeah, the joy is showing up. It's more genuine. You're more of the genuine you. For whatever reason, I'm thinking this more like the ballerina that when she takes her ballet shoes off, she trips down the stairs because she's uncoordinated. But I'm not saying that Yana's a ballerina or anything. It's just that's the analogy. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's you kind of took off the character. It's like, all right, we can take off the mask now, And it feels more powerful too, huh? So Yana, when you watch the recording, you'll notice a big shift when we had you to really exaggerate the smearing. It was like you came alive, it got bigger, got a lot more powerful. And there was less of a, before it was kind of get close, but not too close. Now we're just kind of there. Oh, Lynn, was you saying something?
She has energy to spare. She
Yep.
can just throw it all away.
Yep. You got plenty. You're not worried about it because you got so much of it. It's like, yeah, if we lose a little bit, it's okay, Beautiful. Let's give Yana a round of applause. Yeah, Yana. All right. We got a couple more here. What do you think, John?
Let's go, Lynn.
Lynn. All right. And Pete, you're on deck.
All right.
There's a little bit of desperation, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know what to call it. That sounds pretty good. Desperation, yeah.
Yeah.
She just, yeah.
It's like you got to keep doing what you're doing, but you don't think it's going to work. There's a feeling of like a high stress, a lot of worry.
Yeah, chronic.
The bad kind of chronic, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the energy when it comes in. isn't, but I think it's more cutting her head off than the energy. The energy hits a brick wall, but she's also looking like she
Yeah.
wants to cut her head off.
The movement feels a little disjointed, a little sharp. Now, part of that is the low bandwidth. Of course, it's going to not be as smooth when you have fewer frames per second. But there is like a sharpness to it. It's almost like it's cutting you a little bit as you bring the energy in. And that might be part of the desperation. It's like, oh God, this hurts, but I got to keep doing it. And I can't stop, but it hurts. Yeah, there we go. There's a big smile. Something in there that resonated, huh?
Yeah, I think you're right, Brian. Go with the desperation.
Yeah. So show us more desperate.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
This is good. Keep it up, Lynn. I'm gonna turn up the energy here. Does everyone see how when we exaggerate it, it often it has kind of that comic, funny energy to it? Doesn't seem as desperate as serious.
May I suggest that
Yeah.
you just really go for it, Lynn, and just please, overact it.
Yep.
Can I get it, please?
I'm gonna die. Help. I need it so much. Now I can't make it. I'm going down for the third time. Ah. Oh.
I like that.
Good. What I like is when you exaggerate it enough, it starts to feel like, we're playing, you know? There it is. That's the joy we're looking for. And it's funny how being embarrassed opens up that joy so quickly.
We need to give classes on the William Shatner School of Overacting.
Yes. And the follow-up can be the Steven Seagal School of Acting.
Wouldn't you like to see both of them teach a class?
Oh, yeah.
That would be beautiful.
To be fair,
I would be there.
Back in the old days, Steven Seagal was a great fighter before he became an old, fat, lazy movie star and giant jerk. But he was never a good actor. Good. So I like how the desperation is toned down. There's a little bit of the Mona Lisa energy, huh? There's a little bit of I have a secret.
I think this could serve you well, Lynn, to do this on your own as much as you want. Just kind of plead, overacting. Do it as often as you want.
Yep. When you get really super melodramatic, over the top, silly, that's when the joy shows up. Yep. Here it is. Here's the joy, right?
Yeah.
That's where you need to be. Beautiful. Round of applause for Lynn. Woo! Yay!
Hey, Lynn.
All right. And Pete. Check out for us, Pete.
Hey.
Pete.
Yep. Still working on the performative piece. There's a little bit of the dancing for your dinner. Everyone see that?
Yeah.
And now on drums, here is Pete.
Yeah. It's interesting that you ended up in Canada, Pete. because Canadians culturally have a reputation for being overly nice and trying to please people. Not that that's bad. Honestly, in terms of cultures go, I think it's one of the better ones.
I think I fit right in there.
Yep.
But that's the point, that you
Yep.
chose to be there.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point.
Yep. Unconsciously, part of you chose there because you knew you'd fit.
Thing I wanted
Okay.
to point out is just how his hands are moving together.
Yep.
He used to be slogging through the mud, and he doesn't look like he's slogging through the mud
Yeah,
anymore.
hands are nicely synchronized. I'm curious for the group, which hand is a little more connected here? It's not clear cut. There's a little upside and downside to both hands.
The left is more blurry.
Yep. The left is more blurry, but the right is a little bit bigger. Okay. So we have a suggestion here. Imagine giving us a saying goodbye to us. Give us a big exaggerated goodbye. You're never going to see us again. This is it. It's over. Even bigger, more dramatic, more painful. It's awful. It's terrible. It's the worst thing ever.
I'm thinking Sid Vicious version of I Did It My Way, but maybe not.
Yeah.
That's just for my own entertainment.
Can everyone see that the people pleasing, this sort of validation seeking is struggling? It's holding on, but it's fighting.
Yeah.
What we're seeing is kind of coming in and out. There's a little more presence and confidence, then it goes back. It's kind of going back and forth. So let's amp up. Can you be a little more approval seeking, Pete? A little nicer, trying really hard to please us.
Dance for your dinner.
Yep, dance for your dinner.
Don't know how to do it.
Yes, you do. You've lived your whole life that way.
Well,
Of course you know how.
But I don't know how. Even though I know how, I don't know how.
Please us. Put on a show.
You're
Do
not
exactly
gonna
what
eat
we
unless
want.
unless you perform for us. You're not gonna eat. Now start performing.
Nope.
Nah. I can do this.
Now, the most real thing you've done was that second one you went, nah. That was the most connected thing you've done the whole time.
Oh.
And another Terry O'Connell thing, she would say, if you argue it, you own it. So the more you say you can't do it, the more we know you can do it. But it's nice. We're seeing glimpses of you breaking free. This is good. You looked a little pissed off there for a second. Did you notice that, John?
Yeah.
And that's good for you, Pete. That'll help you break out of this.
Yeah, I feel that a little bit.
Yep. One of the big purposes of anger is to get us to take action, to stand up for ourselves. To do something instead of just laying there and taking it.
He looks more powerful.
Yep. Absolutely.
I wouldn't want to mess with him.
Nope.
So there.
And be all, sure, sir, here's my wallet. Please don't hurt me.
Yeah, I like the smile there.
Yep. Yeah, the whole don't mess with me, I'm going to kick your ass energy works really well for you, Pete.
That's a good catch, Sheila. You don't want to think that you're doing that, Pete. You don't want to think that you're afraid of showing that, but that's but it's not that you have to be that way. It's that there's a part of you that wants to do that. And when you embrace that in the safe way here, you will you'll be more genuine.
But on the whole, definitely feels more genuine, huh? We've
Yes.
turned down some of the approval seeking. And you'll be able to see it in the video, Pete. You'll see it flipping back and forth. There's the approval seeking and then confidence, and it kind of flits back and forth, which is good. You know, it's letting go, but it's going to put up a fight on the way out, which is fine.
Now he's
Awesome.
tired.
Yeah, now you're tired, which is good. We often show up as a little more real when we're tired, huh? Other feedback for Pete? Awesome. Round of applause. Woohoo. Good job,
Hey.
Pete. All right, let's go back to our gallery view.
We found the don't mess with me.
Yeah. Is there anybody we missed?
Patty.
If there's anybody we missed, now's your chance. Anyone we missed, go for it. Otherwise, we can wrap up. And we do have the day at the Mind Spa this Saturday.
We
So,
didn't see Patty, did we?
Yeah, well, Patty hasn't been moving.
Yeah, she's well. I wanted to joke around and let's read her energy. She's not moving.
Okay.
But
All right.
Hey,
You-
I've been on the road all day. I'm in Kansas City right now.
Yeah. I find it one of the great ironies that most of Kansas City is not, in fact, in Kansas. It's false advertising, huh?
Yeah, I'm by the airport.
is that Kansas City, Missouri? Then
Yep. So, Joan, what do we see here? So we got you on the spotlight, Patty. We're going to read some energy without having you move, which is fine. Carl could do this very easily.
What I see is a very impressive stillness.
Mhm.
She's very good at not giving away what she's feeling.
Yeah, it's a good poker face.
Yeah, you would do well playing poker.
Yeah,
Do
you play poker, Patty?
No.
Yeah, I think you'd be good at it.
It was the way she had her lips pressed before we spoke. That was the right there, that one. The one that
Yep.
you just did.
Yeah. At the same time, you're also kind of holding yourself back a little bit. And those two are probably intertwined. And I like the kind of, there's a bit of a badass energy too.
Yeah, this look right here.
Yep.
That look.
It's really cool that when we put the spotlight on you, you didn't shift. You didn't get self-conscious. You weren't upset. There was no reaction, which is really good. That's what we're looking
Like
for.
a don't mess with me.
Yep.
She's got that intensity. Don't mess with me.
Yeah.
I will mess you up.
Yeah. And certainly having been on the road all day will help with that, right?
All those people that tried to cut you off. Are
Yep.
you kidding me?
You know,
Oh,
you're,
it's the tailgaters. The tailgaters.
oh, I don't know why people do that. It really doesn't get you there faster, right?
Not when you got big trucks next to you, no.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I see it going back and forth between LA and Las Vegas. You're doing 90 on the freeway and there's some guy 6 inches off your rear bumper. And it's like, what are you trying to accomplish? You know? Drive up your auto insurance rate? Awesome. Well, thank you for being a great sport, Patty.
I wonder though, Brent, not that we want to do this to you, Patty, but I'm just wondering out loud with Brent what kind of correction we could give her, or what kind of suggestion we could give her sitting there to shift her through something. Just a thought out loud.
You know, I would say show us how pissed off you are. You know, from all those trucks sitting tailgating you the whole time.
That's good. Stay with it.
Yep. You can see the inner vision turning on.
What I think is happening is she is going into inner peace. saying, I can't let myself get mad. I can't let myself show the anger, as opposed to just expressing the anger, blowing up, or getting mad, or that kind of thing. That's what I think is happening. But not that that's wrong. There's nothing wrong with going to inner peace and keeping yourself. That's okay. That's what I'm seeing, as opposed to actually getting mad and expressing anger. I'm seeing you going to stay calm, be inner peace, that kind of thing.
Yep. So
energy.
I was just mentioning earlier that we do have the Day at the Mind Spa coming on Saturday. Anyone that wants to join us for 4 hours of movement and feedback and beaming, let me know. Just put something in the chat room. I'll follow up with you afterwards. No slideshow, no sales pitch, but one of the designs of this group was to give you some regular practice with the reading. The Mind Spa is about spending a lot of time with every person to really move you deep through a bigger shift, which of course takes a lot longer. Awesome. Any other questions, feedback?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, so it's okay to practice this on our own, or you prefer? I mean, it's better with a facilitator.
It's certainly fine. There's nothing wrong with practicing on your own. It's just until you have some sensitivity to the energy, it can be a little frustrating.
Okay.
Because to sit there and like watch yourself and not get much is a little frustrating.
Okay.
So most people need some practice with facilitators before the training on your own becomes a little more productive.
I would vouch for that.
But I wouldn't say it's dangerous. It may be a little frustrating is all.
Well, one thing you recommend doing when we do it on our own is to just exaggerate whatever it is that we're feeling.
Whatever it is you don't like that you want to move through.
Okay.
So if you look angry or you're feeling anger, exaggerate that. Right? Okay. If it's approval seeking or fear or shame, that's why sometimes I'll ask people, what is it you like least about what we've said?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I was going to put it in the chat, but so you can give me some more information about that Mind Spa. I might want to.
Sure. Yeah. Just put your email in the chat, and I'll follow up right after we're done here.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be Saturday from 9 to 1 Pacific time, and most of it is going to be. We'll have probably 1 or 2 groups going, people taking turns moving, but we'll go a lot deeper, longer sessions, more beaming. It's designed to be about 80-90% hands-on.
Okay.
To take you really, really deep into doing the work. And then the sequel, which we might do in January, the whole weekend is designed to give you a lot more training in how to be a facilitator and how to move on your own. But that obviously takes more time, right?
Right. Okay.
All right. So gotcha, Keith. I will follow up. Any other comments, questions, feedback? We're here for you.
I'll just parrot what Brent said. It is very frustrating when you don't know how to give your feedback and you're moving, and if you stand in front of a mirror and you move, you don't know what you're seeing, you don't know what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It can be very frustrating. But it actually can be beneficial even if you don't know what you're supposed to do. That just go ahead and do it and see what happens. Don't worry about it. You could remember what they said here and try and exaggerate some of those things on your own. See if you see anything, but don't worry about it either way.
Yeah, definitely. This is one of the tougher ones to do on your own, especially at first.
Yeah, I'll probably try it a little bit, but I mean, mostly it's better doing it here with a facilitator.
Yeah, you'll progress faster for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's this what we call the quantum field or Carl stuff. There's only so far you're going to get with reading books and watching videos and head learning. It's really just a process of you just do it over and over and over with people that know what they're doing, and your nervous system learns it. It picks it up.
I remember in my first group with Carl, I'm like, I believed they were seeing energy, but I had no idea, right? I'm like, I don't think you're making it up, but I have no idea what you're talking about. And then little by little, months and years, it starts to click. Awesome. Any other shares, questions? We're here for you. Otherwise, we'll wrap up for tonight. Let you get back to whatever your Monday is.
Brent, you saw the message about sending more info about
Yep.
the months. Okay, got it.
I'll send you just a quick email afterwards, Keith, and let me know if you have questions. Happy to get on the phone, whatever, but we'd love to have you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. So round of applause for everyone for coming out and playing with us tonight. Woo!
All right. Thank you.
We will get the recording up for everyone in the VIP club. You'll get the recording link in your email. For anyone that bought this separately, if you want to get the recording link, it will be on my YouTube channel, probably in the next, hour or two. So you can look for it there. And if you can't find it, just shoot an email to support and we'll send you the link. Sound good? All right, awesome. Well, great to see everyone. So again, we got the Day at the Mind Spa this Saturday. And after that, we're back to our usual Monday evening practice group next week. So until next time, please, everyone, take care and namaste. See y'all soon.
Goodbye.